Good morning, my friends. You've been through some things, haven't you? Life's given you more than your fair share of battles. Some of them have knocked you down in ways you didn't think you'd ever get up from. But you're still here. You're still breathing. And that's not a coincidence. You might not feel it right now, but there is power inside of you, a strength that you've yet to tap into. The world's been hard on you, but I'm here to remind you that the hardest struggles often bring out the greatest versions of ourselves. You see, sometimes the hardest thing to understand is why you're the one who has to carry the weight. Why is it you who has to endure pain when all you want to do is rest? Why is it that when the world seems to be crumbling around you, you're the one who has to rise? It's because you have something within you that no one can take away. You've got a calling on your life that's bigger than your circumstances, bigger than the pain, bigger than all the disappointments that have tried to hold you down. You were never meant to stay where you are. You were never meant to settle for less than what you were created for. God didn't bring you this far to leave you now. I know it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, like everything's falling apart, but there's something inside of you that refuses to quit. Even when you want to give up, there's this fire that keeps burning, pushing you forward. It's the strength of your spirit, and it's always been there, even when you couldn't see it. The truth is, sometimes you have to rise alone. People might not understand your journey, that they won't always be there to support you when you're walking the difficult path. There will be times when you feel like you're standing at the edge of a cliff with no one to catch you if you fall. But it's in those moments that you find your true strength. It's in the silence, in the loneliness, that God does his best work in you. When everyone else walks away, you'll realize that you've never really been alone. You've had the strength inside of you all along. Sometimes we wait for others to validate us, to tell us that we're enough, to tell us that we have what it takes. But the truth is, no one can give you what you already have. You have the ability to rise. You've got everything inside of you to overcome every obstacle, to break every chain, to soar higher than you ever imagined. Don't wait for permission to succeed. Don't wait for someone to tell you that it's your time. Your time is right now. It's time to stop looking around for someone else to make it happen for you and start looking within. You may have felt rejected, abandoned, misunderstood, but that doesn't determine your worth. What you've been through doesn't define who you are. It doesn't matter what people have said about you, what they've tried to label you, or how they've tried to limit you. The only voice that matters is the one inside you, the voice that says, I am more than a conqueror, I can do all things, I will rise even if I have to rise alone. There's a power inside of you that doesn't need validation from the world. You don't need their approval. You don't need their applause. You've got something in you that no one can take away, and that's your faith, your purpose, and your resilience. You've been built for this moment. It's time to stop doubting your potential and start believing in the power of the one who created you. Don't let fear keep you from stepping into your destiny. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes. Fear will whisper lies into your ear, trying to convince you to play it safe, to stay small. But you were never meant to be small. You were never meant to live in the shadows of your potential. You were made to shine, to rise above the obstacles, and to make an impact in this world. There will be times when you feel overwhelmed, when you wonder if you'll ever get to the other side of your pain. But in those moments, remember that you don't have to do it alone. God is with you every step of the way. And even when you feel like you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, he's walking with you, guiding you, lifting you up. The road you're walking might not be easy. It might be long and it might be hard, but every step you take is bringing you closer to your breakthrough. Don't despise the process. Don't hate the journey. It's in the struggle that your strength is developed. It's in the hardship that your character is built. Every challenge, every setback, every tear is part of the story that will eventually lead you to victory. Remember, every great leader, every person who has ever made a lasting impact on this world had to rise alone at some point. They didn't wait for a crowd to gather around them. They didn't wait for everyone to agree with them. They made a decision to stand up, to fight for what they believed in, to walk in the direction of their dreams, even when no one else believed it was possible. And that's what you have to do. You have to make a decision that no matter how hard it gets, you will rise, you will stand, you will keep moving forward, even when the road is rough, even when the storms come, and even when you feel like giving up. You've got what it takes. You are not defined by your failures, your mistakes, or your past. You are defined by your ability to get back up, to keep fighting, and to keep rising. I know it's hard right now. I know you're carrying burdens that you don't feel equipped to carry. But hear me when I say this, you are stronger than you think. The strength that you need is already inside of you. You don't have to look outside yourself for what you need to succeed. The power is in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. You are a warrior, and this battle is yours to win. You don't need anyone else to approve of your dreams. You don't need anyone else to give you permission to move forward. The only thing you need is the courage to rise, the courage to believe that you are worthy of your dreams, the courage to trust that the best is yet to come. No matter how dark it may seem right now, your light is on the way. You're going to rise. And when you do, you won't just rise for yourself. You'll rise for those who are watching you, who are depending on you, who need you to show them that it's possible to rise again, no matter how many times they've fallen. So don't wait for the crowd to cheer. Don't wait for everyone to agree with you. Rise alone if you have to. Because you're not really alone. You've got the strength of generations inside of you. You've got the power of 1,000 dreams waiting to be fulfilled. You've got a destiny that no one can take from you. You've got greatness inside of you, and it's time to let it out. Every time you rise, you break through. Every time you take a step forward, you're making a way for someone else who's going through the same thing. Your victory will inspire others to keep going, to keep believing, to keep rising, no matter what the world throws at them. This is your time. It's time to stop doubting yourself. It's time to stop looking for others to validate your worth. You know who you are. You know the power that's inside of you. Now it's time to rise. You're not just rising for yourself. You're rising for the generations that are coming after you. You're rising for the people who will be inspired by your story. You're rising because you were born to do something great. It's time to step into your purpose. It's time to rise, and it's time to rise alone if that's what it takes. Your story isn't over. The best is yet to come. Keep rising because the world is waiting for the greatness that's inside of you. The journey of life is one of constant challenges, obstacles, and moments where we feel like we have been knocked down. In those moments, it can feel like the world is conspiring against us and all hope is lost. We find ourselves questioning our strength, wondering if we can go on, if we can rise above the pain, and if we even have the ability to continue pushing forward. But there is one undeniable truth that we must hold on to. The strength we need to rise from these trials has always been inside of us. The strength we seek is not found in the approval of others, in our circumstances, or in the external things we often rely on. It is not found in the validation of the world or in the praise of people. No, the power to rise comes from within, from the very core of who we are. It is a strength that is often hidden, buried deep beneath layers of doubt, fear, and pain, but it is there waiting for the moment when we are ready to tap into it. We are all born with an innate ability to overcome, to rise from the ashes of our failures, to fight when the odds are stacked against us, and to push through when we feel like giving up. Life will test you in ways that seem impossible to handle. It will push you to your limits, make you feel like you can't breathe under the weight of it all, and leave you wondering if you'll ever make it through. But the secret to surviving these moments is understanding that within you, there is an unshakable source of strength, a resilience that is far greater than any challenge you face. You may not always feel this strength. There will be moments when you feel weak, broken, and lost. You may look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at you, questioning where your energy is gone and why you feel so defeated. It's in those moments when everything feels uncertain that you must remind yourself of who you are and what you are made of. You are not the failures you faced or the pain you've endured. You are not the doubts that cloud your mind. You are not the limitations others have placed on you. You are so much more than you realize. Your inner strength is built upon your spirit, your will, and your determination to keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets. It is a force that has been with you since the day you were born, and it is the very thing that will carry you through the darkest of times. It is a power that doesn't rely on external circumstances, but instead draws from the well of your own heart, mind, and soul. Think back to the times in your life when you have faced hardships and adversity. You've been through situations where you thought you couldn't make it through. Moments where you felt like giving up was the only option. But you didn't give up. You didn't quit. You kept going. Why? Because deep within you, something told you to keep moving forward. Even when you didn't have the strength to do it on your own, there was something inside of you that kept you going. It was your inner strength, even when you couldn't see it clearly. One of the most powerful things about inner strength is that it is not something that can be taken away from you. People can leave you, situations can change, and life can throw curveballs at you that knock you to your knees, but the strength inside of you is something that no one can take. No matter how hard the world pushes against you, no matter how heavy the burdens you carry, the power to rise comes from your ability to tap into that inner well of strength that resides within you. It's important to understand that this inner strength isn't always obvious or loud. It doesn't always shout for attention or demand recognition. In fact, many times it is quiet, subtle, and gentle. It speaks in the moments when you don't give up, when you keep going despite the overwhelming challenges, when you choose to get out of bed and keep fighting another day. It's in the small acts of courage and the persistence to take one more step when it seems impossible. One of the reasons that so many people struggle to recognize their inner strength is because they look for it in all the wrong places. They look for it outside of themselves, in the approval of others, in achievements, in material possessions, in external validation. And when these things are not present, they feel weak, inadequate, and powerless. But the true source of your strength is never external. It is inside of you, and it has been there since the beginning. You see, there are two kinds of strength: the strength that comes from external sources and the strength that comes from within. The external strength is what we often rely on: our job, our relationships, our possessions, and the approval of others. This type of strength is temporary. It can be taken away at any moment. One job loss, one broken relationship, one unforeseen event can strip away everything that you thought was holding you up. But the internal strength, the strength that comes from deep within you, cannot be taken from you. It is constant. It is unshakable. It is the power that will carry you through the storms of life. If you've ever faced adversity, you know that it's easy to get caught up in the despair, to focus on the things that are going wrong, to fixate on the pain and the struggles. But in those moments, you must remember that there is a force within you that is far greater than the situation you are facing. This inner strength does not diminish in the face of hardship. It does not fade when the going gets tough. It only grows stronger as you face each challenge and overcome it. When life hits you with unexpected blows, when the world feels like it's falling apart, it's easy to believe that you are powerless. It's easy to think that you are not strong enough to handle the weight of it all. But that's when you need to dig deeper. That's when you need to remind yourself of who you are and the strength that has always been within you. Even when you don't feel strong, even when you feel like you can't take one more step, you have the power to rise. It's also important to remember that your inner strength is not about being invincible or never feeling pain. It's about the ability to keep going even when you feel like you can't. It's about showing up for yourself even when everything inside you is telling you to quit. It's about having the courage to take one more step even when it feels like the whole world is pushing against you. Your strength is not in perfection or never making mistakes. It is in your ability to rise from your failures, to learn from them, and to keep moving forward. Another key aspect of inner strength is the power of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover from difficulties, and to keep moving forward in the face of challenges. It's not about avoiding pain or struggles, it's about how you respond to them. Life will throw challenges at you, but it's your resilience that determines how you handle them. Resilience is the key to rising above the pain, the disappointment, and the setbacks. There will be times when you feel defeated, when you question your ability to keep going. But in those moments, you must tap into your resilience, into that inner strength that has been with you all along. Your ability to bounce back, to rise from the ashes is a testament to your strength. You may be knocked down, but you will never be knocked out. You will rise again, stronger and more determined than ever. As you continue on your journey, remember that your inner strength is always with you. It's there when you need it most, waiting for you to recognize it, waiting for you to tap into it. You don't have to look outside yourself for the strength you need. It's within you, and it always has been. You have everything you need to rise above your challenges, to overcome your obstacles, and to become the person you were always meant to be. All you have to do is trust in the strength within you and keep moving forward, step by step, until you rise. There's a powerful truth that you need to understand today. You don't need anyone else's permission to succeed. You don't need their approval, their validation, or their recognition. You don't need their applause or even their support. You have everything you need within yourself to chase your dreams, to pursue your purpose, and to become the person you were always meant to be. The only person who can truly stop you is you. We often find ourselves seeking external validation, looking for signs from others to tell us that we're on the right track, that we're worthy of success, or that we have what it takes. We want someone to affirm us, to say, you can do it. We want others to believe in us before we believe in ourselves. But the problem with relying on others' approval is that it gives them power over us. It places our dreams in the hands of people who may not understand our journey, who may not see our vision, or who may not believe in our potential. And when they don't support us, when they don't validate us, it can make us feel like we're not enough, like we're not worthy of success. But let me tell you something, you don't need anyone's approval to live out your destiny. The only approval you need is your own. The only voice you need to listen to is the voice inside of you that says, I am enough. I am capable. I can do this. You are the one who decides whether or not you will rise. You are the one who determines the course of your life, no one else. When you rely on external validation, you are giving away your power. You are letting the opinions of others control your sense of worth and dictate the direction of your life. But when you choose to believe in yourself, when you choose to trust your own abilities and your own vision, you are taking back that power. You are saying to the world, I don't need your permission. I don't need your approval. I know who I am, and I'm going to go after what's mine. There will always be people who doubt you, who tell you that you're not good enough, who try to discourage you from following your dreams. There will always be those who question your abilities, who don't believe in your potential, who tell you to play it safe, to settle for less. But those voices are not your truth. They are just opinions, and opinions don't define you. The only thing that matters is what you believe about yourself. You are the one who gets to decide what you are capable of. Don't let the fear of judgment or rejection keep you from pursuing what's in your heart. If you constantly seek validation from others, you will never be able to walk in your full potential. You will always be looking over your shoulder, waiting for someone to give you permission to move forward. But your destiny is too big, your dreams are too important, and your purpose is too significant to wait for anyone else to give you the green light. Think about all the people who have accomplished incredible things throughout history. These were people who did not wait for validation from others. They didn't wait for everyone to agree with them. They didn't wait for the world to tell them that they were capable of greatness. They took the first step without knowing how things would turn out. They made the decision to trust in their own abilities, to believe in their vision, and to pursue their dreams regardless of the doubts or criticisms they faced. And that's exactly what you must do. There's a powerful lesson in realizing that your value doesn't come from the opinions of others. Your worth is not determined by what others think of you or how they perceive you. Your worth is intrinsic. It is rooted in who you are, not in what others think of you. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to perform for anyone's approval. The only thing you need to do is be true to yourself. Stay committed to your vision and keep moving forward one step at a time. When you begin to rely on yourself, when you start to believe in your own abilities and your own potential, something shifts within you. There is a sense of freedom that comes with it. You no longer feel bound by the opinions of others. You no longer feel the need to seek validation because you know that you are enough just as you are. You are worthy of success and you are capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. The truth is that the people who will support you are the ones who are meant to be part of your journey. There will always be people who believe in you even when others don't. There will always be people who see your potential and want to help you succeed. But you cannot wait for these people to show up before you start moving. You cannot wait for the perfect conditions, the right opportunities, or the right people to come into your life before you take action. If you do, you will be waiting forever. You must take the first step on your own. You must trust that the right people will come into your life at the right time. And if they don't, that's okay too. You don't need anyone's validation to know that you're capable of doing great things. The world is full of people who have risen without anyone's approval, who have accomplished incredible things because they believed in themselves when no one else did. Their belief in themselves was enough to carry them through. And that same belief will carry you through too. Believing in yourself isn't about arrogance or pride. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about having the confidence to trust that you have the skills, the talents, and the abilities to succeed. It's about knowing that your dreams are valid and that you are deserving of everything you're working toward. When you believe in yourself, you stop questioning your worth. You stop wondering if you're good enough. You stop second-guessing yourself. You start moving forward with clarity, purpose, and confidence. You trust the process and you trust that your efforts will lead you to the success you're working for. One of the most empowering things you can do for yourself is to stop looking to others for approval. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're doing the right thing. Stop looking for people to give you permission to follow your heart and chase your dreams. You have everything you need to succeed right now. The power is within you. The only thing you need to do is take the first step. When you rely on yourself, you are free to be who you truly are. You no longer feel the pressure to conform to other people's expectations or to live up to their standards. You are free to live authentically, to pursue what makes you happy, to follow your own path without worrying about what others think. And when you are true to yourself, when you are living authentically, you are able to connect with the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances. The world needs you to show up as your true self, not as the person you think others want you to be. The world needs your unique gifts, your perspective, your creativity, and your passion. But you cannot give the world what it needs if you are constantly seeking validation from others. You must first believe in your own worth, in your own abilities, and in your own potential. Only then will you be able to fully step into your purpose and make the impact you were meant to make. So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for validation. Start believing in yourself. Start trusting that you have everything you need to succeed. And watch how the world opens up to you when you take the first step towards your dreams with confidence, courage, and the unwavering belief that you are enough. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. At times, it may feel like the universe is conspiring against you, throwing one difficulty after another in your path. When you are confronted with adversity, it's easy to feel defeated, to lose hope, and to question your ability to overcome the difficulties in front of you. But let me tell you something, adversity is not a barrier to your success, it is a stepping stone. It is through these very struggles that your character is built, your resilience is forged, and your strength is cultivated. The most powerful force you can develop within yourself is resilience. Resilience is not just the ability to bounce back after hardship, it is the strength to keep moving forward no matter how many times you fall, no matter how heavy the burden you carry. It is the quality that allows you to rise after you've been knocked down, to find your footing after you've stumbled, and to continue pursuing your goals despite the obstacles you encounter along the way. Resilience is the key to personal growth, and it is one of the most important qualities you can develop if you want to achieve your dreams and fulfill your potential. Everyone faces challenges. No one's journey is without difficulty. There are moments when you will feel like giving up, when the weight of the world seems too much to bear, and when it seems easier to walk away than to keep fighting. It is in these moments that you must dig deep within yourself to find the strength to keep going. Resilience is about continuing to take steps forward even when the road is long, when the path is unclear, and when the struggle seems insurmountable. It is about trusting that no matter how many setbacks you face, you have the ability to rise again, to keep going, and to reach your destination. There will be times when you feel discouraged. You may question your ability to succeed. You may feel like the universe is against you, like every step forward is met with 2 steps back. But in these moments, you must remind yourself that adversity is not permanent. It is a temporary part of the process. It is a test that you must pass to grow stronger, wiser, and more determined. You must learn to see challenges not as signs that you are on the wrong path, but as opportunities for growth. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? What is this challenge teaching me about my strength, my purpose, and my resilience? It's important to understand that resilience is not the absence of difficulty or pain. It is the ability to endure despite it. Being resilient does not mean you will never face hardship or struggle. It means that you will rise each time you fall. It means that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you will not stay down. You will rise again, stronger and more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Resilience is built through experience, through facing challenges head on, and through continuing to move forward even when the going gets tough. Resilience is often cultivated in the darkest of times. It is when life is hardest that you are given the opportunity to develop the strength and perseverance that will serve you throughout your life. When you face adversity, you have 2 choices. You can either let it defeat you, or you can choose to rise from it. The choice is always yours. The most successful people in the world are not those who have had the easiest path or who have never faced adversity. The most successful people are those who have faced adversity head on, who have refused to let setbacks define them, and who have used every challenge as fuel to propel themselves forward. These people have learned the power of resilience. They know that failure is not the end, but the beginning of a new opportunity to grow, to learn, and to try again. They understand that each setback is a lesson, each failure a stepping stone on the road to success. When you face challenges, it's important to remember that you are not alone. Everyone experiences difficulty. Everyone faces obstacles. What sets those who succeed apart is their ability to keep going when it would be easier to quit. What separates those who have their goals from those who don't is their resilience, their determination to rise after they've fallen, to persevere through the struggle, and to keep moving forward when everything inside them is telling them to give up. Resilience is about embracing failure, not running from it. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of the journey. It is through failure that we learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. The most successful people are those who have failed the most, because every failure is an opportunity to learn, to refine your approach, and to get closer to your ultimate goal. It's not about avoiding failure, but about embracing it, learning from it, and using it as a springboard to the next level of your journey. When you fall, it's not a reflection of your worth or your abilities. It's simply a part of the process. We all stumble along the way. We all face setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. But what matters is not how many times you fall. It's how many times you rise. It's how many times you choose to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. It's about developing the mindset that no matter how many setbacks you face, you will never give up. Resilience also involves adapting to change. Life is unpredictable, and things will not always go as planned. You can't always control the circumstances that come your way, but you can control how you respond to them. Resilience is about being flexible, being willing to adjust your approach, and being open to new opportunities, even if they look different from what you expected. When life changes direction, resilient people don't give up, they adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. They understand that sometimes the road to success is not a straight path, but a winding journey full of twists and turns. Resilience is about learning to navigate those twists and turns with grace, faith, and a determination to reach your destination, no matter what obstacles arise along the way. When faced with adversity, it's important to maintain a positive mindset. Your thoughts have a powerful impact on your ability to persevere. Negative thoughts can drain your energy, destroy your motivation, and make you feel like success is out of reach. On the other hand, a positive mindset can fuel your resilience. When you focus on the lessons that challenges bring, when you look at obstacles as opportunities for growth, you are able to move through adversity with strength and determination. A positive mindset will give you the energy you need to keep going, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It will remind you that setbacks are not the end of your journey, but simply a detour to something better. It's also important to build a support system of people who can encourage you, help you, and remind you of your strength when you need it most. While resilience is about your personal ability to keep going, it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who will lift you up when you're feeling down, and who will remind you of your strength when you've lost sight of it. A strong support system can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. Resilience is a mindset, a way of thinking, and a way of living. It is not something that can be developed overnight, but something that is built over time through experience and through facing challenges head on. The more adversity you face and overcome, the stronger and more resilient you become. You will face challenges, but those challenges will not define you. It is your response to those challenges that will determine your future. Choose to be resilient. Choose to rise, no matter how many times life knocks you down. And when you look back on your journey, you will see how every struggle, every setback, and every failure has shaped you into the person you are today. And that person, that resilient person, is capable of achieving anything. You have to understand that your purpose is bigger than your circumstances. Your vision is larger than the limitations you see around you. Often, life's challenges can make us feel like we're trapped in a small space, boxed in by obstacles, doubts, and setbacks. We look at our current situation and think, this is all I am meant to be. This is the extent of my potential, but the reality is that your potential is limitless. Your purpose is expansive, and your capacity to achieve is far beyond what you may realize in the moment. The reason so many people remain stuck in their situations is because they allow their present circumstances to define their future. They allow what's happening right now, the struggles, the failures, the setbacks, to shape how they view themselves, how they see the future, and what they believe they can achieve. But your present reality does not determine your future. Your mindset, your attitude, and your actions do. You are not bound by what you see around you. You are not defined by what you've gone through. Your circumstances are temporary, but your potential is eternal. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect conditions to pursue their dreams. They wait for the stars to align, for the right opportunities to appear, or for their circumstances to change before they take action. But the truth is that the perfect conditions will never come. Life will never be without challenges. You will never be free from difficulties, disappointments, or setbacks. That's just part of life. The key is to learn how to rise above your circumstances and to move forward in spite of them. Your circumstances are what they are, but they do not have to dictate who you become. It's easy to look at your situation and feel like it's impossible to move beyond it. It's easy to feel trapped, to feel like you're stuck in a cycle of limitations. But you must remember that your circumstances are only a chapter in your story, not the whole book. Just because you're going through a difficult season doesn't mean that season is your destiny. What you're facing right now is not who you are, and it's not who you are meant to be. The person you are destined to become is not confined by the limitations you see today. It's important to change the way you think about your circumstances. Stop seeing them as obstacles that are blocking your path. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth. See them as challenges that are refining you, shaping you, and preparing you for the next level of success. The struggles you face today are the very things that are building your character, your resilience, and your ability to handle greater challenges in the future. Every difficulty you encounter is not a roadblock, it's a stepping stone. It's a lesson that is preparing you for something bigger, something better. The key to rising above your circumstances is to shift your perspective. When you change the way you see your situation, you change the way you respond to it. Instead of focusing on the limitations, focus on the possibilities. Instead of looking at what you don't have, look at what you do have. Instead of dwelling on what's not working, focus on what you can do. The power to rise above your circumstances lies in your ability to control your mindset. If you can change the way you think, you can change the way you experience life. Your potential is not determined by your circumstances, it's determined by the choices you make. Every day you are presented with choices that will either move you closer to your dreams or keep you stuck where you are. Your circumstances may not be ideal, but they do not have to define your actions. You may not be where you want to be, but that doesn't mean you can't get there. Your current situation is just a temporary stop on your journey. What matters is the direction you choose to go in and the actions you take to get there. In life, there will always be things that are beyond your control. There will always be challenges, disappointments, and setbacks that you cannot predict or avoid. But what you can control is how you respond to them. You can choose to allow your circumstances to defeat you, or you can choose to rise above them. You can choose to let your current situation define you, or you can choose to let your vision of your future drive you. It all comes down to the choices you make. One of the most powerful things you can do when faced with challenging circumstances is to refuse to accept defeat. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to remain determined, to keep pushing forward, and to keep pursuing your goals even when the odds are against you. You may face setbacks, you may experience failures, and you may encounter obstacles, but that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're growing. It means you're learning. It means you're getting closer to the success you've been working toward. Your circumstances may tell you that it's too difficult, that it's impossible, that you don't have what it takes. But the truth is that you have everything you need inside of you to overcome any challenge. Your strength, your resilience, and your determination are far greater than any circumstance you face. You have the power to create the life you want, regardless of the obstacles in your way. It all starts with changing the way you see your circumstances. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Don't wait for everything to fall into place before you take action. Start now, right where you are, with what you have. The key to rising above your circumstances is to take action, no matter how small the step may seem. Every step forward is progress. Every decision you make to move towards your dreams, regardless of the challenges, is a victory. It's also important to remember that success is not about never failing. Success is about being willing to keep going, even when it feels like the world is against you. It's about finding strength in your struggles and continuing to push forward in the face of adversity. The most successful people are not those who have never faced difficulties. They are those who have faced their difficulties head on and refuse to let them stop them. They have learned to rise above their circumstances, to see beyond their challenges, and to keep moving toward their goals, no matter what. Your circumstances may be difficult, but they do not have to define your future. You are capable of far more than you think. Your potential is limitless, and your purpose is far greater than the limitations you see around you. When you choose to rise above your circumstances, you take control of your destiny. You refuse to let your present situation hold you back from achieving your dreams. You choose to focus on your vision, your purpose, and your goals, and you refuse to let anything stand in your way. The power to rise above your circumstances lies within you. No matter what challenges you face, no matter how difficult your situation may seem, you have the strength to overcome them. You have the power to change your story, to break free from the limitations that bind you, and to create the life you desire. The key is to shift your mindset, to refuse to accept defeat, and to keep moving forward one step at a time. When you rise above your circumstances, you unlock the limitless potential within you, and you move closer to the life you were meant to live.